Peace, family. Welcome back to the Campaign TV show. I am your host, Brother King Cam, and I need everybody that comes on in via Facebook to like, share, and make sure that you comment whatever city and state that you tapped in from, family. And on my YouTube family, I need you to subscribe. I need you to hit the bell, stay notified every time we drop a video, and get ready for tonight's show. I know last night we had a little issue where the string got cut off, but we back to follow up. Y'all see the title. We're going to get into it. But before we do that, let me go ahead and drop this intro. Peace, family.
Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. They gave leadership to our foreparents, and that leadership made them slaves. But we have decided to find a leadership of our own.
Not your average nigga, I'm a god out the hood. They can't downplay me. I came up, I'm elevated. I ain't gotta say too much for them to know I'm coming for what's mine. You know they see me in my presence, say they see how I'm coming. Young, but you not just gonna finesse me like you did my peoples. Then back when you said they was emancipated. This ain't that. Your head too big, you feeling yourself. The game wasn't fair, you had the advantage, we wasn't educated. I don't look at you people the same. Nah. Your worst nightmare, my skin tone about them change. Yeah. Not no circus lion, son, I can't be tamed. You gon' have to kill me, pussy, Toby ain't my name. Y'all still want us think our history started when we were slaves? What? Come on now, talk about them pyramids we made. I was chosen by that man, you know y'all just been running game. The nerve of you acting like I ain't.
Yeah. Welcome back, family. Welcome back. What's going on, Sister Sophia? Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. But what's going on, Chasetta? Maybe I said that right. You know, please forgive me. Charge it to my head, not to my heart, family. But shout out to Atlanta that's in the building. We trying to get these names right. Man, y'all see the title. You see what we're going to be discussing. Yesterday, like I said, the stream got cut off, but I'm back. We got everything set up for tonight, man. So we're gonna be coming out a couple of different books. We're gonna be coming out of this Torchlight to America to handle the Biden administration. We're gonna have some Bible scripture for you, and also we got them lessons as well, so that we can go ahead and draw from them as well. So as you come on into the stream, make sure that you share this out on Facebook. Make sure you share this out on Facebook to as many people as possible, and also make sure that you are commenting. Make sure that you comment whatever city and state that you tuned in from, family. So before we get into it, I want to go ahead and drop this record by Brother Ben X. It's called Boom. If y'all haven't heard the Boom record, then here it is. Make sure y'all tap in.
We used to stay in one room, Almighty God made room. Devils prayed for my doom, they weren't prepared for the boom. We used to stay in one room, Almighty God made room. Devils prayed for my doom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Boom, boom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Boom, boom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Boom, boom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Devils prayed for my doom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Little devils prayed for my doom, won't apologize for the boom. To answer your question, I'm rapping, I'm wrecking. Yeah, mixtape coming soon. You didn't expect me to fly, really don't know why. Got it by the most high, I ain't even gon' lie. Yeah, God made me a star, then he blessed me with a car. That's a clean black vid, yeah, he making me a vid. My brother tried to throw shade, we ain't even got dead. Hating cause I'm getting paid, the teaching's got a brother said.
It gives me pain, bigger than any hypocrite or envious believer that did not like me. I don't give a damn who don't like me. If Allah loves me, what do I care?
We used to stay in one room, Almighty God made room. Devils prayed for my doom, they weren't prepared for the boom. We used to stay in one room, Almighty God made room. Devils prayed for my doom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Boom, boom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Boom, boom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Boom, boom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Devils prayed for my doom, they weren't prepared for the boom.
I just have to tell him and keep it 100. All praise to Allah, I came out the junk. Know you my brother, no matter the money. Big Mac on the north and they know I'm a
Cause we was abandoned down in the slums, yeah. 12 years old with a gun, yeah. My mama wreck it like a drag strip. She shot a bird at the judge, yeah. Who are you to judge, yeah? I was
on painkillers, feeling all shit.
Slave blood in my arms, yeah. I got the rotor guard in my heart, yeah. Hitting switches in the mothership,
I turn the whip to a jumbotron, yeah. Maliki on my den, when I get it in, I can't do no wrong, yeah.
I bow my head and say my grace before I take a breath, and then I
Get it in, yeah.
I'm sardines in a tin, yeah. The pudding reels
In a binge, yeah.
cracking atoms in the laboratory. I'm a scientist
With a big head, angel of God.
Took a little bit of time.
Open up my wings, yeah.
Stay in one room.
Yeah.
Almighty God made room. Devils prayed for my doom.
They wasn't prepared for the boom.
We used to stay in one room. Almighty God made room. Devils prayed for my doom. They weren't prepared for the boom. Boom, boom. They weren't prepared for the boom. Boom, boom. They weren't prepared for the boom. Boom, boom. They weren't prepared for the boom. Devils prayed for my doom. They weren't prepared for the boom. We used to stay in one room.
Yeah, family, we used to stay in one room. We used to stay in one room. They wasn't prepared for the boom. All right, family. So y'all see what tonight's topic is going to be about. We're going to be actually broaching many subjects. We're going to be touching many subjects tonight. But the first one that I want to start with is, I hate these stupid pages that do this. Like, hold on. Okay, there you go. It started to go away as I went down. Okay. All right. So, as you can see, family, Symone Sanders has resigned. She's resigned from VP staff. Okay, she's resigned from the VP staff of Kamala Harris. I'm trying to figure out, why is this thing buffering though? Hold on, let me close some of these. Close some of these windows, boy. All right. So, Symone Sanders has resigned from Vice President Kamala Harris staff. Okay, so let me just give you some background on who Symone is. Okay, this is the sister we talking about right here, Symone Sanders. This is the sister that we talking about. Okay, I can't. These pop-ups is getting on my nerves, bro. No thanks. Good God Almighty. Okay. So let me give you some backdrop on who Symone is. Symone Sanders is an American political strategist and a commentator, specifically for the Democratic Party, who worked as the national press secretary for candidate and Senator Bernie Sanders in the 2016 presidential election. Okay, and then ultimately she jumped ship from the Bernie campaign to go join the Biden campaign. Okay, in 2020. So, because she wanted to get her shot at working in the White House, and she saw that Bernie wasn't gonna make it, so she shifted and slid over there to Biden to try to get a shot. And ultimately, she ended up on the staff of. Ultimately, she ends up on the staff of the Vice President Kamala Harris. Okay, so recently she just resigned. Now, more often, or more, if you haven't heard, multiple people have been resigning from Kamala Harris's staff. Okay, multiple people have been resigning from her staff. Okay, so this isn't the first person. So Symone is one of the people, the latest to have left the staff of the VP. Okay, so very important. So Symone Sanders, Vice President Kamala Harris, Chief Spokesperson and Senior Advisor. Let me make that bigger for y'all. All right, boom. Senior advisor is leaving the Biden administration at the end of the year, according to a source familiar with the decision. Symone has served honorably for 3 years. The source told CNN the president and vice president are grateful for Symone's service and advocacy for this White House. She is a valued member, a team player, and she will be missed. We are grateful to have her working through the end of the year. Sanders acknowledged her exit in a Wednesday letter to her colleagues shared with CNN, in which she thanked Harris' chief of staff, Tina Flannery. I think that's how you pronounce that. Okay. All right. And then she goes on to thank them and all of that kind of stuff. And it says her expected exit marks the second departure among Harris' top communication staff in recent weeks. I just told y'all that Symone isn't the first. All right. Staff in recent weeks. Last month, a White House official told CNN that the vice president's communication director, Ashley, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, was leaving to pursue other opportunities. News of each departure followed a myriad of reports, including by CNN, of staff infighting and dysfunction. Still, the source dismissed that Sanders' exit has to do with reports of dysfunction, calling it the right time for her to go. All right, family. So, Sister Symone has left the building. Sister Symone has left the building. Well. Sister Symone is also the sister who, during the 2016 election, I believe it was, stated that there were a bunch of different black men who were coming out and speaking about political issues. There were a bunch of different black entertainers and, artists and things of that nature coming out speaking about the different political situations at the time. And she actually got on. I believe it was on TV. She was doing a CNN correspondence, or it was a tweet. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe y'all can help me. All right, but she had a tweet or she had an interview where she stated that these black entertainers, and I'm not quoting her, I'm paraphrasing, but these black entertainers need not. She's sick of hearing their opinions. Now understand that the grassroots media like my podcast and many others who were exposing a lot of what President Bernie Sanders, what Joe Biden was talking about, what Bernie Sanders was talking about, what Donald Trump was talking about, and pretty much we're saying that we need to have reparations as the number one agenda. We need to have our own black agenda. Reparations needs to be part of that black agenda, and this is what we were pushing. Regardless of what party you was going to stand behind, if you go to that party, make sure that this is a part of the conversation. Black agenda, reparations, true liberations. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that we need to be free indeed. See? We need to be free indeed, not just you in language, not just you writing it on a piece of paper, but free indeed, meaning we get everything that we need in order to act and operate as a free people. Okay, we have not received that since we have been quote unquote freed after the Emancipation Proclamation. We have never received what they call, or what they said was the 40 acres and a mule. We never received that. We never received anything that we needed in order to go for self. They took us out of the shackles and the chains, but then they started to keep us enslaved by the different policies and laws and agendas that they had in place, whether it was black codes, Jim Crow laws, all of the different things that was going on in the South. You feel me? Then there was a period of quote unquote reconstruction, and then there was still more and more different policies and laws put in place, soliciting laws, loitering laws. You understand me? Then you got redlining and gerrymandering and just so many different things that was affecting us as a people. So we could never ultimately become free in indeed. Okay. So Symone is out of there, but she was doing a lot of campaigning and buck dancing and biscuit eating for the Democratic Party, specifically for these white men, whether it be Bernie Sanders or Joe Biden. Whether it be Bernie Sanders or Joe Biden, she was doing a lot of caping for them. She was doing a lot of caping for them and, right, looking to get a position in the White House. Now, she ended up on the staff of the vice president as the senior advisor in communications on the vice president's staff. She wanted to be on the president's staff. So she did all that caping, all that biscuit eating she was doing, all that buck dancing, all of that she was doing, and she still didn't get the position that she wanted. So there was a whole bunch of shows, a whole bunch of podcasts that was airing this out. It was a whole bunch of podcasts that was airing this out and saying, hey, listen, Symone, you're riding too hard for Zaddy. You're riding too hard for white Zaddy, and you're not going to get what it is that you think you deserve. You're not going to get it because they don't like you like that. But they're using you as a pawn. They're using you as a pawn against your people. They're using you as a black face to come out to bring out what? A lot of women, black women as voters. That's number one. And then number two, for you to be a spokesperson against the black agenda. So they can say, hey, see, look, we got this token black woman over here who doesn't agree with what all of those crazies are saying over there on the independent media and in the grassroots media. Okay, that's what they was using Symone Sanders for. And she's only one of plenty. You got your Amanda Seals, your Jamel Hills, you got so many of them, right? So many of them. So that's what's going on right now. But look, check this out. This is and this is why it's important. This is why it's important that we see these things like the Symone Sanders resignation as a learning moment. We have to see it as a tool and as a learning moment, right?
You don't tell.
Uh-oh. We need to see these as learning moments and teaching moments. Because in the lessons, it says that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it says that he likes the devil because the devil gives him nothing. We like the devil because the devil gives us nothing. Symone Sanders loved white Zaddy, but white Zaddy didn't give her nothing. This is the teaching. So when we understand that white Zaddy is not giving us anything, never have, never will, then when the topic of separation comes up, then the pushback should be a lot less. The pushback should be a lot less because now we have plenty of evidence. Now we have plenty of case studies, plenty of different cases where we can say, hey, listen, we know that bro not coming through. And the teachers say that. It said we like the devil because the devil gives us nothing. We love the devil because the devil gives us nothing. Never gave you nothing. You went out there, you voted. You went out there, you got Biden in office now. You ran out there, all the celebrities, all the black leaders going to tell you, go vote for Joe Biden. Vote or die. You got, Barack on the campaign trail and Michelle on the campaign trail and all of that kind of crazy stuff going on. All of that stuff going on at that time. And now you done got Biden in office and you ain't got one law passed for you. You don't got not one law passed for you. You don't got not one. That's what I said. You don't have any policies passed specifically for black people, addressing the ills of our community, addressing low-income housing, our economics, our education, our health. All they concerned about is giving you some more drugs. All they concerned about is giving you some more drugs. So those that are just coming in, family, those that are coming in, as you come in to the stream, please hit the comment section. Let me know what city and state that you're tuning in from. All right.
Stop the cap.
So yeah, let me know what city and state that you're tuning in from, family. Make sure you share this out. Like, share, and I need you to subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, I need you to subscribe to the channel, but I also need you to go ahead and hit that comment section, light it up. Let me know what city and state that you're checking in from. Okay, family? All right, so look. So we know that the devil gives us nothing, and we love him because he gives us nothing. And this is why our current condition reflects that. Our current condition reflects our refusal to separate from our enemy. Oh, see, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the best and only solution to the black and white problem in America is complete and total separation. Complete and total separation. So what's wrong with you and I that we can't separate? Shout out to ATL. ATL deep in the building tonight. What's wrong with you and I that we cannot separate? It's because we love our slave masters and that slave master's children. We love our oppressor too much. Huh? But then you have these people like Amanda Seals who will go on a Jamel Hill podcast and talk about how we are unapologetic or unforgiving to our brothers in the LGBT community, our brothers and sisters in the LGBT community. And it's like, wait a minute. What's going on in New York City? New York in the building, Sister Charlene? What's going on? So they sit up here and say how abusive or how horrible we are to the LGBTQ community. But at the same time, wait a minute. We still haven't received what we needed to receive. And the whole point is we don't hate our LGBTQ community family, our brothers and sisters over there. Why? Because they black. They black too. So we rocking with them. We just ask that you don't try to put anything before being black. Because before you LGBTQ, you black. Before you a woman, you black. Before you a man, you black. So it's B1 all day. All right? It's B1 all day. Put B1 in the chat. Oh, Long Island. Long Island, no doubt. Yeah, put B1 in the chat, though, because it's black first. And that's all that we talking about. That's all we saying. As long as you black first, then you a part of the family. As long as you black first, you a part of the family. But when you come in and you try to intersectionalize what we got going on and say, well, we need to make sure that, you got your black LGBTQ over here, and then you got your black women over here, you got your black heterosexual men over there. No. See, that's the language of Satan now, because you coming in and you starting to create division and chaos. And that's the language of Satan. So you see America is falling to pieces. You see America is falling to pieces now. And our condition hasn't changed very much because of our inability and refusal to separate from our open enemy. Okay? But it's all good. It's all good. Because what's happening now is Satan himself is the great architect for separation. I'm going to say it again. See, now Satan himself is the great architect for separation, family. I need you to pay attention to this, because we in the Nation of Islam have been teaching since 1930, blacks and whites need to separate, right? Blacks need to separate into their own separate territory, a state of their own, gets to their own land, right? We definitely have to do that. We've been teaching that. But now, guess what? With these jabs, President Biden himself is the architect for separation, because now you have the jabbed and the unjabbed. We're not going to use the V word. We're going to say the jabbed and the unjabbed. Now they've created that separation, the jabbed and the unjabbed. Okay? And this is what is causing a divide in the nation. And people, and what they say in CNN and on the news and all of that kind of stuff, they say it's a political football, that the jab is a political football. Well, now you have this quote unquote new variant that's out, and look at the language of the administration. Look at the posturing of the administration. Look at all of these global analysts and global quote unquote, correspondents and things like that sit on CNN. And the first thing that they want to do is tell you to get another shot. Not only have many people gotten the jab, not as many as they like. So shout out to everybody standing strong, right? Shout out to everybody standing strong and saying, listen, bro, you're not about to hit me with none of that, because we understand that that's still experimental. We know that has not went through the proper procedures. We know that thing, if something happens to me, if it's wrongful death, if I die or get injured, I cannot sue. We ain't fooling with that. So shout out to everybody who's been standing strong and making sure that they have been holding the line. But those people who have gotten it, now they're saying you got to get another one for the new variant. Oh, and then they saying you need to get a booster. They said that the person that came from, I believe, South Africa, the one that came from South Africa, not into the United States, but into another country where they first detected it, that person was fully jabbed. Y'all didn't hear me. The person that had got the daggone new Omicron was fully jabbed. Huh? The person that got it and bought it to out of South Africa to another country was fully jabbed. So the question that we need to ask is, why are you trying to continuously push me to get that if it's not saving nobody else from getting, whether it's the Delta or the new one? And now doctors are saying, I was watching a video where doctors are saying now, because those people who have taken the first inoculations, whether it was J&J or, Moderna or Pfizer, whatever, now what has happened is, because it's a new variant, the quote unquote antibodies that were originally created in the body to fight off that particular variant now are of no use to the new variant. Now are of no use against the new variant. So now you done got this stuff up in your body, in your bloodstream, and what it was supposed to be protecting you from, the antibodies are now of no use. I forgot the scientific term, but it's of no use right now. Huh? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Yeah, they've been planning this for a while. So look, check this out, because I want to give y'all some scripture here, because it's all laid out in the book of Revelations, right? It's all laid out in the book of Revelations. When it tells you, it says Babylon the Great, right? Now look at this, listen to this description. It says, and there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither. I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Man, look. The description of the great Babylon is that she is a whore. Now we already know that America is referred to as her or she, right? So in the book of Revelation, it says that the Babylon, or the mystery Babylon, would be referred to as, or she's described as, the great whore. Well, we know what whores do. We know what they do, right? That's a heavy, heavy, heavy condemnation right there, family, in the scripture. And it says that sitteth upon many waters. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that many waters are people. Waters are scriptural language for people. So many people, and they say America is the melting pot for many races and many people. All type of people come here to America. So now this is the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And it said, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Woo! That's heavy right there, family. They weren't prepared for the boom, like Ben said. That was a boom. Because now it says that the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. So when you look at all of the other nations who have came and been able to benefit from America, all of the other nations that have benefited from the wealth of America committed fornication with America. And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. That's heavy. That's heavy, family. And it says, I'm going to go ahead and jump on down, because I'm on chapter 17, Revelation 17, and we was going 1 through verses 1 and 2. But I'm going to go ahead and jump on down to verse 5, where it says this. Okay. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Now, I want you to think about how your news feed been reading this last couple of weeks, okay? Because you done had the new variant come out, right? We done went through the Ahmaud Arbery case. We done been through the Kyle Rittenhouse case. You understand me? Now you have these mass shootings. We have the mass shootings in Michigan. We have inflation. We have all of these different problems. We have all of these different issues that's going on, abominations here on earth. You got Jussie Smollett now, who's in court for the made up hate crime. You got all of this chaos, all of this confusion going on in a so-called civilized nation. In a so-called civilized nation. Justice is a universal entity. It can be deterred. It can't be deterred. The 23 scientists predicted the downfall of America. They wrote the Holy Quran and Bible and predicted our days now in Revelations. Come on with them teachings, brother. Come on, brother Alberto. That's a fact. The original man writes his history, and then walks into it. Oh, see? We write our history and then walk into it. We don't wait for events to happen, then we write it down. No, that's not how we do it. That's not how the original man do it. We write our history in advance and then walk into it. So what my brother Alberto is talking about is the 23 scientists, the 23 wise men sat down and they already knew the fall of America or the mystery Babylon before her inception. The minister said that America was doomed before her inception. So her end was written before she even came into existence. So you can look into the book of Revelation and you can see the end of America. You can see it. You can see the end of America. So the minister in Torchlight of America, this book right here, Torchlight of America, the minister actually highlights and goes over what is called the vital signs. And I got to hurry up and run through this because I got another call I got to get on, family. Woo! So the minister goes into this, and this is on page, I'm going to start on page 29. And we're gonna try to speed through this. All right. So the minister goes through the vital signs, and he talks about in chapter 3, the first opening chapters, he goes over the vital signs, but in chapter 3, he goes over greed and leadership, state of mind, right? So I'm gonna read some stuff from this, and then we're gonna go ahead and land the plane. Okay. The minister said that the fundamental motivation in this society is greed and the preying upon the weak of the country and the weak of the world versus sharing wealth and cooperation with the weak and the poor. Greed is defined as a selfish desire for possessions and wealth beyond reason. Wealth beyond reason. This is how you're able to have billionaires. This is how you're able to have billionaires that have exorbitant amounts of money, but then you have people that walk around in LA and Atlanta and, in New York City that are homeless. The veterans that went out on tours to fight for this country and other countries come back and they don't have any place to sleep. They don't have no money. They have a hard time getting their benefits. And oftentimes they have some type of physical or mental ailment and they sit around here and you got people that Elon Musk that have exorbitant amounts of money who just spend money on flying up and through space. This is what you got going on. This is what the minister's talking about. Instead of using that wealth, as the minister said, see, instead of sharing the wealth in cooperation with the weak and the poor, this country preys upon the weak of the poor. See, they prey on the weak and the poor. See, when greed is exercised in the society, it is reflected by the division among the people. Hello, where we at? Hello. That's America. That's America. It's so much division in America. You got feminists, you got misogynists, you got LGBTQ, you got this, you got that, Democrat, Republican, conservative, moderate, liberal, right, left. You got all type of division going on. All type of division going on. See, and that's caused by greed. That's caused by greed. The minister goes on to say that the whole society is modeled after division and that old mindsets of haves and have-nots and of the Lord and the servant, the slave master and the slave, and the male and the female. These mindsets are reflected in the doctrines of white supremacy and black inferiority and perpetuated by the root problems of greed and pervasive immorality. So what the minister is talking about is the current condition of the American people, United States of America. Now, mind you, the minister wrote this book, Torchlight of America, in 1993. The second printing of it was in 1993. So you got to understand, the minister been teaching this since the 90s, right? Breaking this down. He says, speaking on the period After slavery, one of our giants, W.E.B. Du Bois, tried to warn the South to move away from greed as the foundation of the society's economy. In The Souls of Black Folk, W.E.B. Du Bois wrote, Atlanta must not lead the South to dream of material prosperity as the touchstone of all success. Already the fatal might of this idea is beginning to spread. For every social ill, the panacea, I believe, of wealth has been urged. Wealth to overthrow the remains of the slave feudalism. Wealth to raise the cracker. Wealth to employ the black serfs, and the prospect of wealth to keep them working. Wealth as the end and aim of politics and as the legal tender for law and order. And finally, instead of truth, beauty, and goodness, wealth as the ideal of the public school. So what W.E.B. Du Bois was talking about was putting wealth before goodness, righteousness, and truth. That's what W.E.B. Du Bois was talking about. See? Why? Because when you put greed first, when you put money first, before righteousness, before God, before truth, then you have, what happens is now you do that at the expense of the weak. You do that at the expense of the poor. And now they become taken advantage of. So you have 10% who become bloodsuckers of the poor, of the 85%. And this is what you see going on in America today. And this is why that whole thing is laid out in Revelation. So the minister said, rather than dealing head on with the root problem of greed, it appears that throwing money at problems is the thing that America has done most and done foolishly. And this is why I mentioned earlier, the other day, you hear a lot of politicians, right? They come into office running and they say that in order to be able to bring down crime, we got to pay the officers more. We need more police officers. We need more police presence. Well, we know that strategy does not work because it doesn't matter how many police you put in the hood. It's not going to stop the crime. Why? Because the violence and the crime is a direct result of the economic incompetence that's happening in the community. And it shows from the leadership that they have inability to solve the economic issues. So, but when you cannot solve the economic issues, you will not be able to solve the crime and violence issues. That's a fact. That's a fact. Okay? Big old facts. So this is the current state that you see America's in. And this is why now it's more and more relevant that we make sure that we are keeping our ears to the guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam, because that's what's going to help us guide ourselves through this thing. That's why it's important to learn how to make money online. It's important for you to get a skill. Tap into your gift, into your purpose. Because that is how you're going to be able to get to the next level, family. So I know. This was quick. Final call, is it? Yep. Yeah. So I wanted to come on and touch on that, family. Man, listen, make sure y'all tune into the Campaign TV Show podcast. We got a beautiful show lined up for next week. We got an entrepreneur, a sister that's going to come on, and we're going to be talking about her business and her brand. I can't wait to do that. It's going to be so dope. And then after that, oh, man, we got a couple of other interviews, man. We got Dr. Wesley coming up. We got so many more in store for you, family. So if you want to be a part of the podcast community, make sure that you text the word podcast to 404-737-1030. Text the word podcast to 404-737-1030. Okay, family? I appreciate it. Now, look, this has been, man, a quick show, short show, but it's always been filled, with guidance and value. And I thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure that you like, share, comment. YouTube, make sure that you like and subscribe. Hit that bell, stay notified every time we drop a video, family. And I am getting to this other call, so I'm going to see y'all later. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum.
Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. They gave leadership to our foreparents, and that leadership made them slaves. But we have decided to find a leadership of our own.
Not your average nigga, I'm a god out the hood. They can't downplay me. I came up, I'm elevated. Elevated. I ain't gotta say too much for them to know I'm coming for what's mine. You know they see me in my presence, say they see how I'm coming. Young, but you not just gonna finesse me like you did my peoples. Them back when you said they was emancipated. This ain't that. Your head too big. You feeling yourself. The game wasn't fair. You had the advantage. We wasn't educated. I don't look at you people the same. Nah. Your worst nightmare, my skin tone about them chains. Yeah. Not no circus lion, son, I can't be tamed. You gon' have to kill me, pussy, Toby ain't my name. Y'all still wanna think our history started when we were slaves? What? Come on now, talk about them pyramids we made. I'm chosen by that man, you know y'all just been running game. The nerve of you acting like